Good morning. Today is Sunday. It's May 15th. The year is 2022. As you can see, I'm sitting in my sunroom. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm in the sunroom hanging out. You can hear the guy out there cutting the grass. The grass is being cut. I ain't cutting the grass myself. I'm kind of pissed right now. I'm trying to figure this out. How in the hell are these mass shooters able to go into these areas, shoot and kill 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 people, and get out alive? This is very odd to me. You know, we've had an incident in North Carolina at that church. He was found alive. He got out of there alive. And somewhere in Mexico, I believe, not Mexico, Texas, there was a shooting. That man killed 23 people, and they were able to get him. He was once again captured alive. And now we have this incident where this man in New Buffalo is capable of going there and shooting 13 people, and the police arrive, and he's taken into custody alive. Not harmed, but he's able to get. I don't get this. This is kind of weird to me. You mean to say nobody, the officer who encountered him, who was shot and killed, fired one shot at him, or got maybe a couple of shots off at him? But how do these guys get in and out and commit these crimes and show up alive? I don't get this. This is very odd to me. And I think black communities are sitting targets. We're sitting ducks. As we move forward, we see more radical, racist, young white men who hate black people just because they're black. It's been going on forever. I don't know why everybody's so alarmed by this. It's been going on forever. As more and more black communities are weak, the whole Donald Trump presidency, the conservative movement, the race-related bullshit that they pretend that they stand behind and stay conservative when it's just a bunch of racist, old, ignorant-ass white folks. Sometimes it troubles me when I see black people support these conservatives and the bullshit that Donald Trump and them put out there. When I saw black folks voting for Donald Trump and supporting Donald Trump, I was like, these are the most ignorant black people I've ever seen in my entire life. You supporting a motherfucker who really don't give a shit about you and can care less if you were dead. I don't think Donald Trump can care less about anybody. He don't care about you, black, white, whatever. He don't give a fuck about nobody but Donald Trump. But how is this man, this young kid, this boy is 18 years of age, how is he able to get in there, kill all these people, and end up in the back of a police car alive? I just wonder, this is a black person who had gone into a white area, shot a whole bunch of white folks, innocent white folks grocery shopping at a grocery store or in a church. Would that nigga have got out of there alive? Do you think that they would allow that black man to walk up out of here after killing all these innocent people who just minding their business at church, at a grocery store, trying to find the best sale on ground beef or milk and eggs on a Saturday morning? Do you think they would have allowed that man to go in there and kill them white folks and get out of there alive? I could be wrong. Y'all tell me. Because it seems like these young white boys can go in there and shoot up a church, shoot up a Walmart, shoot up a grocery store, and they all make it out alive. All of them. Then they sit in prison still alive. I'm like, anybody killed them motherfuckers yet? They must put them in protective custody. Got to. That boy, that one that's on the death row in North Carolina who went into that church, isn't he on death row or something like that? Didn't they give him a death penalty? And I think this man going to end up getting death penalty too. 18 years of age. 18 years of age, and your heart is so full of hate and rage about nothing. Nothing other than hate. Now, what could this 18-year-old kid have been through in his life at 18 years of age that he'd had so much hate towards black folks? Not a goddamn thing. Other than the fact he was just a racist white boy whose heart was full of hate. That's it. Was able to walk into that store, kill all them innocent people, and then walk out of there alive, put his weapon down, and they just took him in the car. Then nobody thought to shoot his ass. Then, I don't get this at all. Now, all these black people showed up at that store and stood around there, and that white boy was taken into custody. They didn't riot and try to get that man out there back of that police car. Seriously. Y'all let this man come in there and terrorize the community, kill innocent people. Maybe we got so used to the black community, the folks getting shot and killed on a regular basis that we become immune to it. Oh, hey, somebody got shot and killed at the grocery store. Oh, well. Have we become immune to it? Do we not even care? I mean, I'm watching the news reports of this stuff this morning, and I'm trying to make it all make sense. Like, what happened there? I'm trying to figure out, how did he get out of this situation alive? Maybe I missed something. You know, I still haven't figured out how they encountered him and how he got out of that situation alive. Without a bullet at all, no injury, no scuffle, no nothing. Nobody, see, black folks, we've been shot by the police. Listen, I've read some pretty horrifying, horrific events that have happened to black people who are dealing with police, who had no weapons, who hadn't harmed nobody, who are dead. Dead. We see it often. But this young man was able to go in there and shoot all these innocent people and get out of there alive. It's like, okay, what does happen here? Nobody black thought about, other than that officer shooting at that motherfucker. I wish I'd have been there, because I'd have grabbed my gun and just started shooting at his damn ass. How was he able to get out of there alive? I'm still confused. I have to turn on the news and watch it again so I can get a better understanding. Yesterday, y'all know I was busy dealing with this old raggedy house, which, y'all, this house has been a doozy. I am too old to be dealing with this type of mess. It is so much to do over here. Yesterday, I threw that damn broom, shovel down and everything and said, fuck this shit, I'm going to give me an apartment. I'm going to be here 2 months. I'm like, yeah, damn, I forgot all about all this fucking shit you got to do with that fucking house. Every time I turn around, there's something to do. And this, and that. I'm like, well, shit, call the maintenance man. Please. And they're like, you are the maintenance man. What? We need to create a company for people who have houses called the maintenance company, in which they'll come in and take care of the maintenance of the house. You just call the maintenance man. Let me call the maintenance man, because this shit didn't know something over there and racked it up. Prayerfully, y'all, I am having second and third thoughts about this nightmare over here. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, giving up my damn beautiful apartment to come into this. I love this house. It's beautiful. It's spacey. It's airy. It's dusty. It needs cleaning, de-vacuuming. Yesterday, so I was vacuuming, and the vacuum cleaner clogged up. I said, this damn vacuum, I had to go rinse out the vacuum cleaner, get it all cleaned up. I might need another new vacuum cleaner too. I've had that vacuum cleaner for years. Y'all send me a vacuum cleaner. I don't even know what. I've had this vacuum cleaner for about a decade now. I don't even know what vacuum cleaner people even use these damn days. But Lord have mercy on my soul for taking on this project here. In fact, the painter was like, wanted to come in and do some painting in here, and I was like, I'm tired. It's about no damn painting. So the walls are primed. I don't know if y'all can see this. Maybe I'll shoot a little video. The walls are primed and we're ready to paint, but I haven't chosen any colors. I hadn't had time to even think about a damn color. I'm like, a fucking color shit. I'm trying to give me a cup of coffee. You have the colors picked out? Hell no, I ain't got no damn colors picked out. I'm watching. You see the boy get somebody get shot, 13 people shot and killed in Buffalo. How the hell I figure out painting people getting shot and killed around here? That broke my heart, because y'all, in the scheme of things, my concern and the problems I'm having here are very minor to those families, but they're non-existent to those people who lost their lives yesterday in that grocery store. Yesterday, while I was wrestling with these issues here, and there was a whole bunch of them, and that story popped up there. You know, this is a beautiful home. It's a big house. There's only me living here at this time. As to why I made the decision to buy this home, the numbers. Yeah, I'm more of a math person when it comes to houses. I kept looking at the value of the home, what I would have to put into this house to fix it up, and the after repair value. And I kept looking at the repair value and said, that's what I want to be. But I forgot about that middle part, getting there. You know, for the most part, I've been under budget over here. I could have been way under budget had I not. And if I can go back and redo some things, I could have saved thousands of dollars. But I had to just cut out some of these middlemen who were wasting my time in here. I had a couple of middlemen who made things more expensive than necessary just so they can pad their pockets. And I hate that happened. But I hadn't renovated a house in over 15 years, so I really was kind of figure some stuff out now. Which reminds me, y'all, those of you who want to renovate your homes, I can help you do a kitchen real fast now. I can turn the kitchen out quick. You want a new kitchen? Hit me up. I'm dead ass serious. I know how to make. I've got all the connections with the plumber, the electrician, the cabinet people. I got everybody in my pocket now. Folks I didn't know prior to going into this experience. These people, that's all they do is kitchen renovations. They go into houses and you can do a kitchen much faster than people think once you get the cabinets in and order your appliances, of course. You order them first. In fact, the previous owner of this house, I'm going to help him with his new kitchen. They made a colossal mistake, I believe, in selling this home and buying another house somewhere else that needs work. You sell a home that's paid for, that you've been in for 30 years, to buy a house in the city that ain't paid for. You pay all this money for this house, taxes high as hell, fighting with the neighbors over water runoff that you ain't got no control over. And this is what happened with you're dealing with them crazy white folks up in Buggy, and that's why I didn't go that direction. White folks crazy. You know, there's a sniper when you need one. But anyway, they're up there battling with these folks about water runoff. People don't have no control over the rainwater running off on those other folks' property. Them houses been there for 30 years, 20, 30 years. I'm like, you didn't even buy a brand new house. But anyway, when they made that mistake, they should have stayed here and renovated the home that was paid for and made it to a home that they love. Because now they keep walking in here like, oh, in amazement. I'm like, y'all own this house. And finally, the youngest son, he came through he's in college now, he's 26, 27 years old. He came through, he was like, I never thought this house could look like this. And I said, why? Y'all don't you don't pick up magazines? You had all this great space in here, these wide open rooms. Well, they've all closed in because there was a bunch of walls in place, knocking walls down. I'm like, well, no one ever thought this. We never thought. And this is what happens with black neighborhoods, too, with these older homes. A lot of black folks own these old, I know I'm off subject, but I'm going to say this. When I was renovating houses in Eastlake, in Kirkwood, in Old Fourth Ward, in Oakhurst, in Atlanta area, all black areas at that time, the people had beautiful homes, but they couldn't see how nice those homes were. They gave them away. Now the homes were paid for. They didn't want to invest in the homes that they had in the city, brick homes. This house I have right here is all brick. It was built in 1972. It's a steel frame. This house is framed in steel throughout the whole house. I'm like, damn, steel walls everywhere. They don't make houses like this no more. Why would you get rid of something like this that you don't owe nothing on to go suffer in the city some plywood shack with some brick on it? And I'm just thinking that was colossal mistake, and they realize it now because they own this house. If you have a home that's paid for, a nice home, y'all put some money into your house. Bring it in designer. If you don't know what to do, knock on somebody's door. Come over here. Drag me over there. We just got to go by Home Depot a couple times. It's so much. People who looked at this house before I purchased it didn't like this house. A lot of folks. There was a real estate agent I just met a few days ago. She was driving through there and knows everything. But this is like a black chick came out here. She came on up the driveway. And she looked at this house with a buyer. And she said nobody had vision for this house. I'm like, how could people not have vision? It was a beautiful house, square rooms, nothing weird going on other than a bunch of walls that need to be taken out, a bunch of doorways that need to be removed. I got to get somebody to remove all these damn. Still got a couple more issues. There's still some flow issues in one part of the house that I need to correct. That flow is still kind of weird over there. I'm going to get to that later. F that shit. And basically just moving some doors and some doorways and stuff. I know I'm off track subject, but this is important to understand about black people in homes that we own. We have diamonds. A lot of black folks have diamonds in the rough. This was a diamond in the rough. This house was built in 1972. These people bought this house in the 90s. They lived here for 30 years. They did nothing. Nothing. This house had the original kitchen. Well, they did the bare minimal. They just lived here. The carpet was bad. I mean, now they walk through here and it's like, wow, we didn't realize the potential here of what it could be. But back to the subject, I'm still trying to figure out how that young man was able to killing people and go on about his life and sit in jail now. And it just wasn't just into a person's head to grab a gun at 18 years of age and go, because that other boy that did this in the Carolinas who went into that church, he was a little teenager too. See, the internet then fucked up a lot of these folks' heads. A lot of these young folks who are on the internet all day need to go outside and find something else to do besides sit there and watch bogus-ass videos about racism, race wars, and black and white, and just a bunch of ignorant-ass shit. You let that shit get into your head at such a young age, you be thinking you don't know who your enemy is. Them black folks that he drove hours to get to were not his enemy. He didn't even know these folks. They had done nothing to him. The same with that boy that was in North Carolina. The same with what happened in Texas. That boy, that man drove all the way across state to shoot them Hispanics over there at their grocery store at their Walmart. And all three of them alive today. Very odd and strange. And I want to say this, and I could be wrong, but it makes you wonder, like, do the police have sympathy for these people? Is that how they're alive? Because I believe now Buffalo, New York is a largely black city, or parts of it. I have I have family members that live there. And the crazy part is, I saw a bunch of those white officers who arrived at that scene. I saw black and white, but I saw a lot of white. And I was just thinking, nobody thought to kill this motherfucker for what he did? He's got a gun, shoot him. That's all you need to do. That's what y'all do to black folks all day. I mean, he got a gun, shoot him, shit, hell. I see him put it down. Oh, it didn't matter. He shot and killed 13 people. Fuck him, he dead too, where he need to be. But they help the game by keeping this man alive. Now, I hope he does get the death penalty behind him. Then that could take years. I might be dead and gone. I'd be dead and gone before they really figure out where that boy get. The only time I saw a situation where death sentences moved pretty swiftly is when that white boy blew up that federal building. Y'all remember that white boy who blew up that federal building and he got the death sentence and they heard him he was put to death relatively fast, I believe. I can't remember the time span between him blowing up that federal building and killing them innocent kids in that daycare center. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then he eventually got the death sentence. I almost said his name. I think they got rid of his ass pretty quickly. He would blew up some white folks though. They was like, okay, we gotta get rid of this motherfucker. And then I also think that isn't one of those guys up there from that Boston, something happened in Boston, it was a race. Boston Marathon, and that white guy went in there, or whatever form, I don't know, I can't remember what race they were, it doesn't matter, they went in there and they planted bombs, and didn't they put one of them in the death penalty or something like that, or something? I think one might be on death row. One might be dead. I don't remember. I have to go research it. But yeah, something really strange that these people are this man was able to go in there and kill these folks. I don't even think they announced his name yet. Let's see. Did they announce the man's name? A white team traveled from hours away to a predominantly black area of Buffalo and killed 10 people in the supermarket. An 18-year-old who allegedly wrote a white supremacist manifesto traveled from hours away to a predominantly black neighborhood of Buffalo, New York, and opened fire in a supermarket, sadly killing 2 people. So here's the deal. You drive hours and hours away to get near black folks. There were no black folks near you. So this is why they could have been. You ain't got no issue with black folks. You don't even really know. Why did you go way over here? You could have just went across the street. Black folks were bothering you. If you hated black folks and they had such a detrimental effect on this man's life, he should be able to just walk across the street. No, but he drove from hours away. Racially motivated. Yeah, it was definitely racially motivated. It was pure evil. 2 people remain hospitalized. They haven't announced any of the victims' names. I'm going to watch the news report now to see if they're announcing any of the victims' names. I need to put a television in some room so I can watch TV. The TV's in the other room. Yeah. 9 people were shot inside the store before he was apprehended, with the guard and 6 others dying from their wounds. I still don't see how he was apprehended. What happened, how they apprehended him alive. Maybe I'm missing something. And he live streamed him arriving at the supermarket in his vehicle. He live streamed on some site, but it doesn't say where. Oh, Twitch or something. Grady Lewis said he was outside the supermarket when he heard 7 or 8 gunshots and saw a white man dressed in tactical gear spraying gunfire at the entry of the store. Law enforcement arrived within 2 minutes after the shooting began. Lewis told CNN affiliate WKBW he heard at least 20 or so shots before the suspect exited the store. He came out, because this is what I haven't got to yet. He came out, he put the gun to his head, to his chin, then he dropped it, took off his bulletproof vest, and then should have shot his motherfucking ass right there. And why didn't somebody just shoot that son of a bitch? Then he dropped it and took off his bulletproof vest and got on his hands and knees, and a great opportunity to put a bullet in his head and put his hands behind his back and take him out there. There's so many opportunities to get rid of this motherfucker. I thought they were going to shoot him, but they didn't shoot. Why didn't they shoot him? Immediately when he came out. What were they waiting for? Okay. I still don't even believe it happened. That a person would go into a supermarket full of people. It was horrible. It was really horrible. Okay. When that man came out of them offices and blew that son of a bitch away. Wish I'd been on the damn force. I wouldn't waste no time. Okay, he gone. What happened? Oh shit! Well, shit, he had a gun in his hand. He had a crazy man with a gun. I had to get rid of him. Maybe they didn't realize it was him. With tactical gear. Nah. I'd love to know how many black officers on the scene and how many white officers showed up there to that. Showed up there within them 2 minutes. Who got there first? I just want to know. So the manifesto author said he brought ammo for some time, but he didn't get serious about planning attack until January. So he's been planning since January. The author goes on about his perception of the dwindling size of the white population, the claims of ethnic and cultural replacement of whites, and describing themselves as a fascist, a white supremacist, and an anti-Semitic. Additional charges may be filed alongside the count of first degree. Hopefully he will be facing federal charges too. I would prefer he'd just been shot dead, truthfully. Fuck all this, take his ass to court and file charges and do all this shit. Shoot that motherfucker. And if I was in police report and I had to report to the scene like that whoever did this shooting, you're going to get a bullet. My gun accidentally went off. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to kill it there. Yeah, I did. It just doesn't make sense. Dude, he drove from hours. Hours. Who does this type of stuff? It makes my little issues over here minor. But yesterday I was kind of angry with, there were just some issues that were going on over here and it was kind of pissing me off. Those issues in the scheme of things yesterday were nothing. But they're all resolved now. I still ain't got no paint on these walls. But they won't be. I made a decision. I'm just going to wait a little while before I paint, because I want to get a feel for the house, and I don't even have furniture that I want to use. I mean, I have some furniture in this room. I was going to put this in the dining room. I don't even know where I'm going to get furniture from. You know, it's kind of like, okay, where do you go shopping for furniture these damn days? And what do you want to do? I was trying to figure out if I want to put a sectional in the den, or, you know, everybody don't put a sectional. So you can put a sectional. Everybody has all these opinions and stuff. I just want to take my time. I'm not in a rush to run out and buy a bunch of furniture to put in this house, because I want this house to have a certain feel and look to it. I don't want it to be simplistic. I don't want it to be filled with a bunch of junk. I open up these walls, get this house some room, and give it some area. So I kind of want the furniture to reflect that. I don't want a big sectional in the living room taking up all the space. We just open up these damn walls while I do that. I might just go like a minimalist type. I want art on the walls. I want people to appreciate the architecture of this home versus a home. Have you ever been to somebody's house and got all this furniture and stuff everywhere? I don't want that here. I don't want a whole bunch of furniture. These are just minor. My whole thing, you know, the painter, he didn't understand. I said, give me some time to think, because, you know, it's been a lot going on over here. And I just can't run up there and go grab some paint. I mean, if you want to prime the walls again, we already did that. Ain't no sense in priming this wall again. He said, we can tint the color in the primer. I said, I haven't picked out a color. Don't you get it? You're just trying to get paid. I'm like, dude, get out of here. We're not painting right now. They just finally finished putting in the trim and stuff. And then I'm not nowhere close to be completed in the attic area up there. We don't even have sheetrock up there. They're just doing electrical, and then the plumber didn't show up. Yeah, I'm putting installing a bathroom. There are 2 new bathrooms being built, and the plumber was supposed to. We took all this time out to frame all this stuff up, and the plumber was supposed to come in and frame to do all this work, and he hadn't shown up. It just kind of pushed everything off. So this is, you know. And I just, in the midst of all this yesterday, the shooting happened, and I just had to sit down and think, okay. In the scheme of things, the minor delays here are not bad. In fact, today there's a house music festival going on today in Atlanta. Today there will be no workers here. I told them I don't want other than the guys that are cutting their grass. It was a mess out there. I told them that I need a break. I was getting my fucking nerves. I need a break. I wish, Lord, I saw a vision here when I bought this house. I can walk through a home, because I used to build and renovate houses, and I learned a long time ago I don't take people with me when I go looking at houses, because people don't see what I see. And when I was buying this house, I remember I came over with one friend. He was like, gosh, he didn't like the maids of rooms. Even I said, I'm going to fix it. He says, how are you going to fix this? And then when he came back over here yesterday, which is the first time he'd been over here in weeks since he came in before I bought the house, and yesterday he came back in and he said, he was just like, I never thought this would look like this. I said, but I explained it to you. He said, but Walter, I couldn't see what you saw. I just couldn't see it. And I was like, but I stood here and explained it to you. Another person was Earl, because he got on my fucking nerves too. We kept battling about stuff over here. And finally, he let me win the battle. And he's like, I'm glad you did what you did. Some people just don't have vision. And then, Earl used to renovate houses too. Something, dude, you didn't see what could have been. He's like, I just couldn't see it. Some people just couldn't see it. Either previous owners couldn't see it. Maybe I don't know. I had a vision here. And I'm going to continue with my vision. I'm not in a rush to paint these walls and run about and buy a bunch of furniture. Everybody go here, do this, do that. I even have a friend who owns a furniture store, and he brought me some stuff that he wanted me to look at. And I said, I'm not ready to do that yet. But he said, we can order, you can have it here. I'm not ready. You're just trying to sell furniture. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. And when I get ready to do that and really sit down and think, my mind is in 1,000 places. My mind needs to calm down so I can focus on completing the project that I've started here, and then I'll focus on furniture. I can't do that right now. I might not get no furniture in this house for a couple of months. I ain't think about the damn furniture. It'll get here. It might take a little while to get the paint on the walls. It might be a few weeks. I don't even know what colors I want to do. I don't know anything. I haven't even researched. I'm just trying to get this stuff done. My issues are very minor right now. All those issues that were in my head, then this shooting took place and all these other issues, my issues are nothing. My heart goes out to those family members who lost their loved ones, who were out the grocery store buying chicken, milk, eggs, coffee. They're at the grocery store. Minding their business, probably had a hard work day, a week at work, a day off from work, maybe about to start a vacation. There's normal people going on about their lives, and then here comes a maniac who should have been shot dead in that damn store. He shouldn't have been given the opportunity to turn himself in and go live in a jail cell. He didn't give them no opportunity to live. They didn't even know who he was. He was just a crazy white boy. But anyway, I can go on about this chicken. It's going to piss me the fuck off. It makes me sad and angry that he got out of there alive. And there's so many instances when black folks have encountered police. We don't have no... I'm so cautious about how I handle situations with the police. When I get pulled over, I roll down all the windows on my car, all of them. And I hold my hands on the steering wheel, and I do not remove those hands. And I talk to those officers and said, to ask an officer, before I do anything, I say, do you mind if I reach into my wallet, or can I go into the center council and get with this information? And back, I have it on my phone. Do you want it on the phone, or do you want me to get it there? And I make sure I ask, because you don't know how these officers perceive a big, crazy, bald-headed black guy. And I've always learned to be respectful. I don't care if it's a police officer, or a clerk at Macy's, or somebody messing up my order at McDonald's. Treat people with respect. You don't know what they're going through. I went into Wendy's yesterday and got a little sandwich. And the girl, I said, she came over there and she didn't smile. I said, you having a rough day today. She said, it's hard. I said, I could tell. I said, we just sit there and laughed a little bit. I said, take your time. I didn't know rush. I just need a hamburger. I said, matter of fact, what y'all got ready back there? She said, $5 bill. I said, give me that. Man, we ain't had to go do nothing special. All I wanted was a little hamburger. Just something to put on my stomach. But anyway, today is Sunday, it is May 15th, the year is 2022. And I'm going to go, anyway. Y'all have a great Sunday. Be grateful for the things that we have. I'm grateful to have this house. I don't know how I ended up in this damn house alone. It's kind of like, what in the world? And it didn't happen. But it didn't happen. I just got to deal with it. Anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.